You've been president of Rwanda for 23 years now, and the constitution has been changed so you can be in place for another 10 years. And as history has shown us that individuals who are often in leadership for that long a period of time, sometimes it doesn't end well. How do you see the story of Rwanda proceeding after your leadership?
Well, first of all, it's not just the individual that is being elected or that is there for those years. It's also a question of those who enable that person to be there for all that time. So it's an interaction of choices to make by various sections of our population. It's also, of course, a responsibility of the individual like me. But Rwandans are not just lesser human beings as one may think when they are making that judgment. I think Rwandans are as able to do things and make decisions as they find fit. So that's how I happen to be there. And we have made investments as a country in our people. And at the right time, there will always be somebody to step in.
Part of the theory of leadership, I think, in Rwanda is the horrible 1994 genocide of Tutsis by Hutus, that terrible experience that in most societies might have led to disintegration of society, but it created a theory of strong centralized leadership to take Rwanda out of that. As you look forward, is that still the basis of leadership, or do you need to legitimate your leadership in other institutions, in other national stories, if you will?
Many things in our country are happening just naturally. They take their own course, but of course they build on a number of factors. What is clear is that our society actually did disintegrate in 1994, or even starting a few years before that. But when you had the genocide, the society almost came to a halt and non-existent. So thereafter, we've been building from scratch. People have been coming together. And some of these things are happening out of necessity. When you see the unity of the country that we have been building after that disintegration, if you see the individual roles played across the society, the understanding of everybody's responsibility and having actually ambitions beyond what anyone could have imagined, they come from simply saying, we sank so low, and that's not where we should have been in the first place. But we are human beings, capable as anybody else, and we should do something for ourselves. And in any case, this cannot be addressed by anyone outside of Rwanda. People outside can contribute, but they cannot substitute for Rwandans in addressing our very complex problems.
Well, let me ask you, April 2024 is going to be the 30th anniversary of this horrible massacre of people. 1 million people were killed in this genocide. What do you want the future headlines about Rwanda to be beyond that genocide?
Well, we have to inevitably remember where we are coming from. That is the history of genocide. But we also have to focus on our future of a united country, a prosperous country, a country that can live, allow its citizens to live normal lives, as we are beginning to see in Rwanda. In fact, if you are ignorant of what happened in our past and came to Rwanda, you would think such a thing never happened. But that is a journey we have to travel, and it's a long journey, but the end point we are driving to is to make sure that there is stability, there is freedom of everyone, there is coexistence, there is above all social and economic development that well, some other parts of the world have taken for granted.